recession, how it's currently a rich recession because the rich are being affected by it at the moment, right?
Like they're losing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because they spend most of the money. Most of the rich spend most of the money because they have most of the money.
Okay.
And it's the first time LVMH has, in like over a decade, has recorded a loss.
Wow. Bernard is still
they-
like one of the richest though, right?
Yeah, like they were like -2% or whatever it was, right?
Yeah, but
so
they
anyway.
have
Nothing crazy, but
Yeah.
they always have a plus.
Goes up. Okay.
And rich people are starting to hold on to their money, and it's affecting the economy. Some are even leaning on like credit and everything to like spend this stuff now. And then it kind of went into World War III. All right.
A hypothetical World War III.
Yeah, and how it's like the guy made a good case that basically it's gonna happen because when there's economic trouble and then there's conflict in the world and like a lack of resources or something like that, and we haven't been able to find a new natural resource to replace oil,
We fight over what's left.
that is.
We
And I was just like, damn. And I started thinking about World War III because it was like so far in your mind. You learn about World War II, World War I, stuff like that. And it was like people got drafted and all type of shit. Like, and then it's like, wait, World War III now? And then like as somebody who doesn't have kids yet,
Well, you're too old though.
huh?
You're too old.
I'm too old to go.
You talking about?
I know that. But me having kids,
Oh, the kids. Okay.
you get what I'm saying?
so one
Wild.
the difference between now and what war is going to look
It
like.
won't be people.
A lot of it's not going to be.
It's gonna
people.
be button pressing.
And it's
Yeah.
not gonna be fought. It's gonna be like a science war.
It's going to be. I say to a degree, it's going to be fought.
a
How far
financial
away do y'all
war.
think that future is though? Because we're seeing war right now.
I think war.
Yeah, but that's very different.
I
Like
don't think we're in a war. I don't think we're
war-
not in a wartime. Like, that's
war's
the thing. Like,
sort of
like here.
generous. If you're talking about
Right.
like the struggle between Palestine and Israel, Israel is probably one of the most advanced militaries in the world, and then you have Palestine, which it's very much so
You
not.
part Israeli though. When you
So
forget-
so it's not a war. It's something very different. It's not a war, right?
Russia, Ukraine.
Huh?
Russia, Ukraine.
Russia, Ukraine, that's almost like a shadow war because if it was really just Russia, Ukraine, it would have been done a long time ago.
Russia would have took care of that.
It's Russia versus the economic like
Interest of Ukraine.
it's the economic interests of Europe and the United States. And then you also have NATO and all those other things. I don't think we're anywhere near World War III, especially because we're getting to the point now where like wars were easier where all you had to do is just throw bodies at each other. And it was cool because you're just going to throw poor people at poor people. And it was like this sort of like elevated chess match between like rich elitists and politicians. Now, the way war might end up going is going to affect those politicians and those rich people. So throwing poor people at each other on a battlefield that's like far down, and it sort of evolved from
why my kid got to be poor though?
you're not like you know what I mean? Like even if you're making like the high six figures, you're still considered poor to the guys who make whatever
the
rules of
1%.
whatever.
Everybody poor to somebody.
Word.
Right.
So when you
a lot of people.
when you
Personally.
Even Hove poor. Hove is poor to
Poor to
Jeff
somebody.
Bezos.
yeah, to some people.
To Bernard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it went from like back in the day where, you know, those captains would be on horseback and you couldn't attack people on horseback and they'd be on the top of the battlefield and other guys
Watching
on it
everything.
and they're just watching everything. That continued to go on. Like it's just evolved to like generals in a command center and they're watching strikes and like, you know, some military dude is like in the Middle East
That
somewhere.
different to today. Putin ain't being touched. He
No,
ain't
that's what
being
I'm saying. They just evolved. It's a different version of the same shit. Now you're talking about technical, like tactical nuclear strikes and shit like that. You might get blown the fuck up too. So that's when you start considering, like when you look at the Cold War, the reason it was a Cold War is because everybody involved knew this could go left. Maybe we should chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? So I feel like the day, even like when you look at the whole situation with Putin, like the reason the United States is moving the way it's moving through Ukraine is because they don't want it to become a direct conflict between the United States and Russia. It's better to do the economic sanctions and so on and so
It's
forth.
also about resources.
Yeah,
Though.
and even that's going left.
That's resource. They also don't want Russia
Because
to
of
have
the BRICS
direct
shit.
They also don't want Russia to have direct access to water. Russia's technically landlocked. Ukraine has the sea. They're right on the water.
Yeah.
So if Russia were able to capture Ukraine, they would have access to water. That might change a lot of things. Plus, Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe. They actually ship more wheat and grain than I think
Yeah.
any other nation in Europe. So it's still resources. It's a lot of shit. It's a lot
Yeah.
of shit. I don't want to get too.
But I don't think we're anywhere near
But World War III.
World War III, to be honest with you.
I hope not. Shit.
Yeah, scary shit.
Yeah, but there are wars going on. 'cause I
And
do
Darnell,
see
you got to
Israel
remember that they
Palestine
have
war.
people lined up already to go before they would even get to drafting the commoners.
Yeah. I mean, they have shit going where, like, to be honest, like the technology they have going, like, and apparently the United States, in regards to military spending, is spending like 5 times more
A
than
lot of money.
the next 5 countries combined.
A lot of money.
So, in terms of weaponry, bombs, that type of shit,
Have the hubris of an American.
Right.
Blood of
it's
the Haitians.
Chinese.
it's
got
not
some shit.
humorous. If you look at
Chinese got something.
during World War II, Germany actually had
They should've
better shit than us.
They should have won.
Not that they should have won, because you gotta think about it.
They had the
The
first
fact-
jet. They had a lot of shit.
The fact that they think about Germany, the size of Germany, and who they were fighting, the fact that it was even close is wild.
They had the technological advancement.
Oh, man.
I
Yeah,
just
but
thought
we
I'd
should
bring
be
it
alright.
up, though. These young people, if my young people are a representative of a larger grouping of them, I'm worried.
Oh no, my kids plan on being here, so I don't know.
Everybody
I
in
think
that class was like, yeah, I don't want.
his kids plan on being here. They don't think that they're kids and
Yeah, they plan on being. They're really intelligent too, but they just again they're so pessimistic about the future.
How do they think it ends?
Really, their thing wasn't war. It was more so climate. It was more so the changes in the earth.
Yeah, that's a problem, and we're getting to the point where it's like the point of no return, but the point of no return is more so like it's not like the Earth becomes like
It's gonna become a money thing because the rich are
like
gonna
habitable. It's more of a like
if you can afford to move. from
there
the
are
sink
certain
land,
places
Right.
that are going to be
Far more valuable than others.
what's
This neighborhood,
crazy is,
this neighborhood now has sinkholes. If you can afford to move from there, you can. But if not, you may be subject to the sinkhole.
yeah,
That
Yeah.
and also part of their. I'm sorry, Reg. I'm
crazy.
to get back to it. Part of what their concern was around food, a food scarcity. Like one of the young kids detailed, and again, it's like a 16 or 17-year-old girl. She was just like, "There's gonna be a food scarcity. There's gonna be massive famine. We're gonna get to a point where we have to produce so much food using GMO or other type of technology, and only certain people are going to be able to have access to food
I don't
and,
think that's
water,
that's-
food and water."
That's
to
actually
to natural food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
The-
McDonald's gonna be McDonald's. you know what I'm
the
I don't know what they gonna be
misconception.
feeding, though.
What
The
they feed
misconception is
I don't
that
think that's
there's
true.
going to be a food shortage. We actually right now produce more food than we need in the United
And
States.
it's pack.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm not
God.
talking about that. I'm talking about if you look at like
So-
food stores, like if you go to the Midwest, like the amount of food that's just stashed away type of shit. Like
Who has access
we're
to it,
over
though?
like obviously the people that own it.
Yeah, so that might
But-
be part of the issue.
So, remember Reg said peg,
Yes.
right? And we all laughed, and Reg didn't laugh.
I had no
Reg just continued to
idea what that was.
Reg continued the conversation. So he had no clue. So then, when I was looking up the clip for it to add to the Instagram,
Oh, wow.
or whatever. No. I definitely type in peg. All right. So then,
You didn't have to type it in. It was already in the search history.
Reg, peg is what happens right before they cremate you.
yeah,
That's how they get to.
so
You get pegged and then cremated.
I see Reg outside of Power at the store, and I was like, yo, you know it's not actually called peg, it's called pag. He goes, that's why everybody was looking at me funny when I said that.
Well, as you get educated.
He said, I'm telling everybody about Peg Peg.
I explained it to mad people, and a lot of people was looking at me like,
I thought you was into some shit.
Mr. Nappy Man.
I thought you was into some other shit.
son.
Like,
Dude, that shit was
Wow.
hilarious. Because that moment you saw his face and he was like,
Sidebar. And it's. Have you ever seen The Day After Tomorrow?
of course.
If that whole global warming and like Earth collapse and climate thing change happens and the world gets reshaped, a lot of the
You guys
places.
votes?
No, it's not that. I'm saying that wasn't.
Oh no, that
Day
was
After
20.
Tomorrow?
That was.
Yeah, that was
2000.
like that's 2000 something. Yeah.
Oh, well, some was
2012.
2012. That was a good movie too.
But
was
what
fun.
happens is the places that are closer to the equator actually sort of stay habitable to a degree. And
They're warm.
that's
That was the one where New York froze over.
yeah, and that's more so like
So we gonna run to
happened?
Mexico.
yeah, or the Caribbean or wherever, Africa.
good series to watch. Painkillers on
That just dropped. I want to see that shit.
I,
What you thought? Tell me what you thought. What you thinking? What you thought? What you thought? What you thought? Tell me what you thought. What you thinking? What you thought?